The courage, the patriotism, the compassion that drove them to act are the same qualities we need today as we seek to answer the questions of our own time. Will we continue to be a land of opportunity where all things are still possible for all people, or a place where those born without advantages of wealth, health, and good luck have the deck stacked against them? Will we engage with the world to confront our shared threats, or hope against hope to defer them to the next administration, the next generation? The answer to these questions lie in large part with all of you, the young people especially who are here today. And that's why I feel so optimistic about our future, because you all are the most engaged, service-minded generation since the 1930s and 40s, serving your communities in record numbers. Last year, applications to City Year tripled, and the Peace Corps had 3 applicants for every position. AmeriCorps applications were up 400% in just the first 4 months of this year alone. Having come of age in serious times, y'all don't have a lot of patience for pettiness and bickering and the worn divisions of the past. Rather than arguing about whether or how we should do something, you'd rather just go out there and get it done. As president, it's my mission to put that passion and commitment to work, to build on the efforts of President Bush, Clinton, George W. Bush, and others to engage not just young people, but people of all ages and walks of life to serve their communities. That's why I was proud to sign the Edward M. Kennedy Serve America Act, expanding AmeriCorps and Senior Corps and other programs to give people a chance to give back. That's why we've created a new Community Innovation Fund to seek out the most creative, effective nonprofit organizations in America, ones that could be the next Harlem Children's Zone or Teach for America, and replicate their efforts all across this country. That's why this summer we launched United We Serve, a nationwide effort calling on all Americans to make service part of their daily lives. And we partnered with more than 400 organizations, made more than 250,000 service opportunities available on serve.gov, and watched as nonprofits and foundations and corporations and individuals spent hundreds of thousands of hours serving their communities. So, we've been doing everything we can to get people involved. And I'm pleased to have with us today my nominee to lead the charge on those efforts as CEO of the Corporation of National and Community Service, Patrick Corvington. Patrick, stand up and wave so we can all recognize you. But I also want to be honest with you. While we'll do our best to make it easy to get involved, the service itself won't always be easy. People won't always appreciate what you're trying to do for them. You won't always make the difference you had hoped for. And let's be honest, some problems are so big, so stubborn, that even your best efforts will only help just a little bit. They might just help one person. They might just help one corner of a neighborhood. But those are the efforts that matter the most. It's through that struggle, the fact that it's hard, that the difference is made. Not just for others, but for yourself. That's how you young people in particular will discover your strengths and weaknesses and the depths of your compassion and courage. It's how you will grow and how you grow closer to the people you serve. And once you form those connections, you'll find that it's a little harder to numb yourself to other people's suffering. It's a little harder to convince yourself that their struggles aren't your problem. It's a little harder to just stand by as a bystander. Once you've tutored young people in a struggling neighborhood, it's hard not to care about that ballot measure to fund their school. Once you've volunteered at a food bank, it's hard not to care about poverty and unemployment. Over time, the needs of the people you serve become your stake in the challenges of our time. See, in the end, service binds us to each other, into our communities and our country, in a way that nothing else can. That's how we become more fully American. That's what it means to be American. It's always been the case in this country, that notion that we invest ourselves, our time, our energy, our vision, our purpose into the very fabric of this nation. That's the essence of our liberty. that we give back freely. You don't have to devote your entire career to service, though I hope that many of the students here will. But I'm asking you to have a public service mindset. I'm asking that no matter where you live or what job you do or what obstacles you face, you're always looking for ways to make service part of your life. Whether it's through your workplace, your house of worship, or your local school. Whether it's in your own neighborhood or another where the need is greater. Whether you offer some special skill or just an extra set of hands and a sympathetic ear. I know you're busy. I know that sometimes, even if you don't like to admit it, service can feel a bit like a chore. But if Mallory Myers can repeat last year's success and get more than 12,000 students to perform more than 1,200. It's so much, it boggles the mind. Mallory, 12,000 students and 1,200 service activities in this community. If Mallory can do that, then surely you can round up a few friends to volunteer in your community too. That's right. I got an amen back here. If President Bush could fly 58 combat missions when he was younger than many of you here today, and keep on fighting even after he was shot down and nearly captured by the enemy, then surely you can keep going when your service project gets a little tough. Don't you think? If 11-year-old Aaron Binger, whose all too short life touched so many in this community, could travel to Washington and lobby members of Congress for cancer funding while going through chemotherapy, if she could raise money by making lanyards and writing her own cookbook, all while making the honor roll, then surely you can find the strength to serve even when you face challenges in your own life. And that ultimately is the idea at the heart of President Bush's vision, that each of us has a role to play and all of us have something to contribute. He didn't call for one blinding light shining from Washington. Right? He didn't just call for a few bright lights from the biggest nonprofits. But he called for a vast galaxy of people and institutions working together to solve problems in their own backyard. And today, 20 years later, think for a minute about the impact that he's had. Think of the thousands of people and organizations who've been named points of light, the countless others he inspired to do their part. Think of all the people they touched and the lives they changed, and all those who were helped who went on to help others. That's the extraordinary ripple effect that one life lived humbly, with love for one's country, and in service to one's fellow citizens can have. May we each strive to make that kind of difference with our own lives. Thank you, President Bush. Thank you, Texas A&M. God bless you. God bless the United States of America.
And there he is, the President of the United States, with the former President of the United States, the first President Bush, along with the Defense Secretary Robert Gates, himself a former president of Texas A&M University in Texas, the three men together celebrating points of light. It's not all that common nowadays in the highly charged political environment of Washington to see a little cooperation between the president and the former president. A nice picture indeed.